What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? Welcome back.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Been a few weeks, right?
Yeah. I had to get settled. So my apologies to all the listeners out there, all five of y'all. I am now situated. I'm back in Florida, living my best life. So just getting acclimated and adjusted, what have you. So how you been doing?
Man, can't complain, man. So been getting my video gaming in. Look,
Okay.
that God of War Ragnarok got me, man. I got like 45 hours on that thing right now.
Oh man. Okay. You play through again, or you just collecting everything?
No, I'm collecting everything. Like I will do like all the side missions and all that, and then get to the end. Apparently with this one though, because there's been some spots I'm like, yo, I don't know where this is. Like you're telling me something is here, I cannot find it. So like I'm like, all right, I gotta cheat, I gotta look it up.
Oh yeah, when your thing goes gold, it's like something's in the area. You talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I give up.
Like, where is it at? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'll end up looking it up, and then I'll see like it'll be like an undiscovered area or something like that, and then you can't get to it until after a certain point. And I'm like, all right, well, I need to stop wasting my time looking for this. Like,
yeah, you got to go back.
Yeah, I got to go back and do something, or start a treasure map, or do something else. And it's just like, okay, but I've been putting my time in on that, man. I did watch the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Okay.
It was okay. It was all right. It didn't sway me like I thought maybe it would, right? Because I like Guardians of the Galaxy, you know what I mean? But
right.
Again, this is only like a 45-minute thing, right? So it's one of those things where it's like they're just getting something out there, just kind of wet your whistle a little bit until the movies come out, you know?
Right.
But it was okay. I liked it better than Werewolf by Night, I'll tell you that. But
see, I'm the opposite. I like Werewolf by Night better because it was new stuff, right? Like this was kind of like, it wasn't bad. It just it didn't do nothing for me. It was just like I laughed.
Yeah. No, I did laugh. I did laugh a few times. That's true. But like it was, again, it's kind of, I don't want to call it a throwaway, right? But it was one of those things was like whatever, you know what I mean? But did watch that. Like I said, played Ragnarok. Been watching some comedy specials too, man. I watched the new Dion Cole comedy special. I think was hilarious, man. Charlene's Boy, I think is the name of it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list though.
Yeah, it's hilarious, man. But it gets kind of serious at the end, man. You know, you're like, oh man, like my eyes a little moist. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it gets a little serious. They had another one. It was Neil Brennan. There's one called Blocks that he did. His is pretty funny too. I like Neil Brennan. He's real underrated. So Neil Brennan, for people that don't know, he co-wrote Chappelle's Show with Dave Chappelle, right? So everybody thinks Chappelle's Show, that's Dave Chappelle. Like, no, this is the guy that co-wrote it with him. But yeah, funny guy, man. Really funny
guy. The what's called it too, right? The movie
Half
Baked. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So Neil Brennan's been out there doing stuff behind the scenes, right? Like he was a writer before he was a stand-up comedian, you know what I mean? He didn't get into stand-up until way later in his comedic career, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, that was pretty good. Went and saw Black Adam. I don't know if we talked about this before. I saw Black Adam.
No, I haven't seen it. I'm waiting for the hit home. What'd you think?
It was good. It was really good, man. So like you'll have those people that'll be like, oh, I need more story, this, that, and the third. I'm not that guy, right?
Like, action.
Like, blow stuff up. Like I need you to do all of that. And that like Dwayne Johnson came through.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, watched that. That was pretty good. Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. That was pretty good. It was a little long. It doesn't seem as long as what it is because the runtime is 2 hours and 41 minutes.
Yeah, it's almost 3 minutes or 3 hours.
Yeah, so like I could have used another fight scene in there, but I still liked it. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know you saw it. So I saw it on Thanksgiving. So yeah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I took we had both of those actually for both of those movies, it was like a boys' night and day out. So Black Adam, we went and saw a night with the boys. So it was just 3 of us. And then for Wakanda Forever, it was early in the morning, like it was a 9 o'clock in the morning showing that I went and saw. I was like, I didn't even
Gotcha.
know they made movies. They showed movies that
You're right. That
that
early.
was a thing, but
Who's
like it
who's
was,
going to see this?
yeah. But it was the
You.
first day. Like yeah, exactly. I told myself I wouldn't see it the first weekend because I was like, it's gonna be packed in there. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Mhm.
not gonna do that. But when I saw they had a showing that early, and then I went, every movie theater now you can reserve your seats, right? Like you
Yeah.
don't just walk into a movie theater blind anymore, right? So I went and looked, and I was like, man, there's not a lot of people at that 9 o'clock showing. And so I was like, I asked my son, my oldest son, and he was like, yeah, I'm down. My youngest son, he was like, yeah, let's do it. So we went and did that, grabbed some lunch afterwards. Um, my my I my oldest son probably has, but my youngest son had never eaten at Whataburger. And I took him to Whataburger, man, and they liked it. My son saw the logo and he was like, "Hey, that reminds me of Wonder Woman." I was like, "Yeah, that does kind of look like Wonder Woman, doesn't it?"
Okay.
Like, have
Is
you
it
ever seen the Whataburger thing? It's got
is
like
it is it worth the hype? I think I had it one time my entire life because I
so
so happened to be TDY over there for some
I
reason.
like it better now. So like I had a lot of it when I cross trained when I was still in the military. Like the hotel I was staying at, because I was on the night shift when I cross trained,
Yeah.
we ate dinner early in our school shift, right? Because we had to eat the same time the students did. And the chow hall for them, or the DFAC, I'm sorry to anybody that services, I apologize. The DFAC, they ate at like 5:30. So we would have to break for you know lunch, dinner, whatever at 5:30.
Gotcha.
But we would only have been there for like maybe 2 hours, and then we don't get off till 11:30 at night. And I'm like, I'm hungry, right? But Whataburger was 24 hours, so I did a lot of Whataburger eating. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
They didn't have midnight chow there, so it was a lot of Whataburger eating, and I was just like, nah, I don't like it. But now I'm feeling it, man. It's
Okay.
actually kind of good. Yeah, I know. Maybe not as far south in Florida as you are, but when I was stationed at Eglin, man, they had them all over the place. It was like
Really?
McDonald's. I
I've
don't know if you
I've never seen one over here. I think when I went to Colorado, because I went to TDY to Colorado twice. I think that's the only time I actually had it. And I don't think I ordered the right thing anyway. Like I
yeah.
forget what I ordered, but I was just like, it's okay.
Yeah. No, it's better than I remember it being. Like my wife and I, we remember it being very salty. Like I'm sensitive to salt
Okay.
anyway, right? Like so it was like very salty. I'm like somebody was very heavy handed when they were seasoning these fries and this meat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that I don't get that now. But no, I liked it. They liked it. Like I said, my oldest son, he was probably really young when he experienced it though, because he was born in Florida, right? And like I said, when Florida is like McDonald's one on every street corner, at least in the Panhandle, right? I know you,
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say you're in the Panhandle. Yeah, I haven't seen one down here.
yeah. So maybe it just hasn't made its way down there. You know what I mean? They're like, nah, we know those central and southern Floridians ain't gonna like
Right.
this. But you folks up in the Panhandle and and the north,
Over here,
you know what y'all like.
Florida, Nebraska.
Yeah, yeah. It's Floribama for sure, right? It's
Right.
lower Alabama over there for sure, man. But um yeah, so they like that. Um but that's kind of it. Every once in a while, I watch my sports, my football. I'm loving what my Ravens are doing this year. We'll see if we can keep it up. You know what I'm saying? Your Bills are cutting it close some of these games, man.
Always, man. Like we went from blowouts to like just scraping by.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
But,
mean,
but
wins
people
a
people
win
love
though.
it though. People love it. People are like,
Yeah.
oh man, it's the best game ever. Like, nah, man, I just like gonna have a heart attack the entire game. Just wrap it up.
And then you go jump through your table after,
Yeah,
you took the
exactly.
W though. So all right, let me go do
Got
this.
to.
Yeah, that's one of the craziest things I think I've seen for a sports team. Like when I first saw that, I was like, "What?" I
Yeah,
was
they spray ketchup and mustard on each other. They jump through tables.
like,
They're out there in sub-freezing temperatures.
yeah.
Like if they would have had the game in the stadium, people would have showed up for that
You
game
think
that got
so?
snowed out. Oh yeah, people would have showed up. So they're
Wow.
like, for your safety, we're moving to somewhere else.
Yeah,
Because
we're going to Detroit.
yeah,
Yeah,
because you will come out here, you will freeze to death.
yeah, because
Nah,
y'all
that's
ended
what's
up
up.
Buffalo ended up getting like 77 inches or something like that up there, right? Like they ended up
Hmm.
getting like over
Yep,
6 feet of snow. I was
yep,
like, wow, that's crazy.
yep. And Bill fans would have been in the stadium covered in
Yeah,
snow, no shirts on. You'd be like,
yeah.
yo, you're going to lose. You're going to lose things.
Don't do
Fingers
this.
and toes.
Yeah. Don't do this. Like these seats are
Yeah,
not heated. Like you need to not do this.
man, fan base is crazy. Love them though. Bills Mafia all
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Hmm.
Y'all
But
love y'all team.
I ain't going up there
Yeah.
though. When they play Miami, I'll go to that.
Yeah, when they come to Tampa or
When
Miami,
they
you're
come to
like, you all
Tampa,
over it. You
yeah,
all over
like
it.
no, I ain't going back up there. Orchard
Yeah.
Park is cold.
Yeah. um what else have I watched? that's kind of it. Like I said, oh no, Abbott Elementary. I've been keeping up with that. That's pretty funny.
Okay. So
Um,
I think I can watch that now. I've subscribed to so many things since I came back home. I got Hulu and Peacock. It's on one of those.
yeah, so it's actually on. I think it's on two of them. Actually, I think it's on. Is it Paramount Plus? It's on two of the streaming services. One of them you have to buy it on though. It's kind of weird. Like
Okay. Because
some of
I had
it,
Paramount. I didn't remember seeing it.
it might not be Paramount then. It might not be
Okay.
Paramount then. But I know it's on two. And I was like, oh, I was like, I don't want to buy it though. Like I can get it free on this one.
Right.
Maybe it's Amazon. Maybe it's Amazon Prime then. Maybe it's Amazon
It's
Prime.
too many, man. It's like having cable all over again. It's too many
I
services.
know, I know. But here's the thing though. So even though I pay for all the services that I pay for, like there's never a time where I can't find something I want to watch, right?
That's
With all
true.
the services.
It's
Like when
just too much now. Now it's too
yeah,
much.
yeah. When I had cable, but when I had cable, like I was paying all the money I was paying for cable, and I was only watching like three channels. You
Yeah,
know?
Food Network, ESPN, and what was the third one? Like,
Yeah, you're like I can't even remember that, you know.
right.
But
That's all I watched, nonstop.
yeah, but yeah. Other than that, man, life is good. Had a good Thanksgiving. How about y'all? Y'all have a good
Oh,
Thanksgiving?
excellent. Yeah, it was a good time. It's my first one in 3 years. I missed 2 years, so I guess this would be year three. And finally home for it. It was great. There were no leftovers. That's how I got down. It was great. It was just
You had American turkey, not Turkish turkey.
yeah, right, right. It was just great. Like just in general, like obviously being around family and all that good stuff. But like it was just a really good day. Like the food was great. The Bills won. Like scraped by again with that field goal. I was like, yeah. And then we went and saw Black Panther that evening, and the theater was pretty much empty. Uh, but it also didn't have any staff. So you remember back in the day, like they used to have these things called cigarette burns. They would instruct the person to change the reels out. They don't do that anymore. But I think the movie was so long, it came on multiple whatever media they use. So it it went out twice. So like when there's a scene where she goes to a college campus, cut out. Like so we're just sitting there for like minutes waiting for the show to start back up. So somebody had to go out there and get somebody to start the show back up. I think they were understaffed because it was Thanksgiving. So I didn't hold it against them. And then the credit scene. So you know how they do the mid-credit scene or whatever? Like apparently that's a different reel or a button or whatever. So like the music starts, Rihanna's singing, and then it's like boop. So we at that point we've been there for 3 hours, right? So bathroom break, and it was like, all right, we're gonna head out. And then I heard a kick back on, and they were like, "Yeah, you should go back and watch the mid credit." So I was like, "All right, we went back and watched it," but I didn't stay for the. I don't know if there's anything past the mid credit.
There is no end credit scene on that one, so it's only
Okay, so it's just the
one.
mid credit.
Yep.
Okay, got you. Because I was like, I'm not gonna wait for it to cut out again. I'll find it on YouTube. But yeah, I really thought it was a really good movie. Um, man, it's unfortunate, obviously, that Chadwick Boseman passed away. I didn't enjoy it as much because of how sad it was, right? Him not being there and then all the callbacks and all that stuff. So I'm sure it's a great movie, but it was just like, man, I don't feel like being sad.
So
It's very somber like movie. Like it's a lot of what's the word? Grief. There's a lot of grief in it.
so it's kind of weird, right? So like there's this guy at work that keeps up with Marvel pretty good, and he was saying that he read somewhere that the original script they had in mind, it was gonna kind of be depressing anyway, because it was gonna be Chadwick just kind of being
Like,
sad, you know what I mean? Like
okay. Like dealing
father
with the
losing
snap and all that
sustenance of
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like it was gonna be like that anyway. And I was like, man, I don't know if I really wanted that though. You know what I mean? Like, is that
Right.
what I
Right.
want
That also would have been like, well, I don't really feel like this
to?
either.
So, but no, I mean they did a good job of it. It will continue. Like that's what they had at
Yeah.
the end was Black Panther will return. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's
Gotcha.
like
Gotcha.
and yeah, they definitely left it open to do so, right? But
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was good seeing the cast come back. Like obviously Wakanda is always amazing. Like the dig into that. And then they dig into another culture somewhere else. Like, okay, that's pretty good. Um, so I did enjoy it. It's just like like I didn't feel like being sad.
I got you. I got you.
So I was like, oh man, yeah. It would be great if he was here, but I think they did a good job remembering him.
Right.
and his legacy and what have you. So
So I don't know if you picked up on this, but you know how the Marvel thing in the beginning, did you notice it was
yeah,
all Chadwick Boseman? It was
yeah,
all Black Panther.
yeah. It's all him, and it
Oh,
was like a moment of silence, right? Like there was
yeah.
no music or anything.
Yep.
Like just flipped through him.
Yeah.
That kicked off the sadness.
Yeah.
That kicked off the grief. I was
Well,
like, oh man.
they hit it right from the jump. Like the
Yeah.
very first scene, like they jumped right into it. And it was
Yep.
like, wow, okay. Like you guys are
Yeah.
wasting no time like
Mm-mm.
addressing
No,
this.
no. Let's address it as quickly as possible, and then continue the legacy and the story and what have you.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I did appreciate it. But I would not go to theaters to see it again. Like the first movie, I went twice. This time, when it comes to Disney, I will watch it again, but I'm not gonna go to the theater. I don't feel like being sad. I don't feel like paying to be sad. You know what I mean? Like I wait for it to come to Disney Plus and I'll watch it again because it was good. But
Okay. No, I got you.
yeah, I thought that was good, and like I said, that day was just great to be back home. Bills won, got to see Black Panther 2, like it's a great day. And then I watched the finale to Andor, so it's official. I do like Star Wars, but I don't like all that Jedi stuff. I like it's the Rogue
You don't
One
like Star Wars.
stuff.
Then
It's the
you don't
Rogue
like
One.
Star
It's the
Wars.
espionage and the people who stop the calamity from happening. The force pushing. I do like when they encounter Darth Vader. I think that's always cool. He's the big bad and what have you. But I got to do the ending trilogy. So I've watched up to I've watched uh Rogue One, Andor.
You still haven't watched Mandalorian though.
I've not watched Mandalorian. I'm going to start that today. But should I wait to watch the ending trilogy, or should I watch Mandalorian real quick?
Watch Mandalorian because it's before. So like you're watching
Okay.
in the timeline order, right? So
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
So far, yeah. I just kind of want to skip.
No, it is all before that. If you want to watch it in timeline order, watch Mandalorian before you
Okay.
start
And
watching.
and then the
So
Book of Boba
episode
Fett.
7, 8, 9, right? Is what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
7, 8, 9. I've not
Yeah.
I've not seen. I don't know if you hear my dog barking
Yeah.
in the background, going at it. But yeah, so I'm gonna start the Mandalorian. I think that's 2 seasons, right? Then the Book of Boba Fett's 1 season, and then I can start the trilogy. My goal is to finish the trilogy before the new year, so that way I've watched all of Star Wars to a certain extent, right? I didn't watch the Bad Bunch or the animated stuff because it's just too much of it. Like I'm going to get to it, but I want to watch all of the big continuity all this year. So I'm like, now I've consumed the Star Wars. I can now, be part of the hype.
I don't know how you can say you like Star Wars and don't like the Jedi stuff. Like people will crucify you in the streets if
it's
you
it's
say.
I don't dislike it, but I like because I always wonder like what is happening in the background. Like you have like a handful of people who are and like just basically doing all the galaxy stuff, right? Like every big thing happens because of them and the force pushing and the choking and and just like meh. But I did like Obi-Wan. I liked Obi-Wan. I felt it was more grounded. Um, but I like Andor. Like Andor was it for me. I was like, okay, this is the Star Wars I like. The espionage, the intrigue. It's like a heist movie and a thriller, and it just feels more grounded. Like I care more about the regular people than the big figures.
Well, you said you liked Rogue One, which I'm with you on that. Like Rogue
Yeah,
One was really good. So you would definitely like Andor because Andor is in Rogue One. So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I like it. I like it. Hopefully, like I think they already said there's going to be a season 2. So hopefully people enjoyed it as much as I did. It makes me want to go back and watch Rogue One again. Now that I have more of that character, I want to kind of jump back into it.
So if they're gonna do a season 2, that's gotta be still right after that timeline before Rogue One, though, right?
Yeah,
Because it
yeah,
has.
it had to be before, yeah,
I mean,
before Rogue One.
spoiler, everybody bit it in Rogue One. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's been out for years at this point, right? Like it's
Has
been,
it?
but
Has it been out for a long time?
Rogue
Yeah.
One's been out for a few years now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got you,
So yeah,
got you.
there's no real spoiler there, but yeah. So like they gotta continue on with whatever they ended with in this one, right? And like
Right.
I'm probably not gonna watch it. Like Star Wars for me, I mean, I watched the movies, and I'm like you, right? Like I didn't watch Bad Batch, I didn't watch Clone Wars, didn't watch any of the animated stuff. Um, didn't do any of that, but I watched what was it, Solo, Rogue One.
Yeah.
I'm missing one in there. There's another one in there. It's like a one-off.
Um, Another one-off. Yeah, Solo was a one-off. And, Rogue One was a one-off.
Maybe it is just those two. It might
I
just
think
be.
so. I think
Yeah,
so.
okay. But like, and then I watched all the episodes, like 1 through 9. But like, it doesn't call to me, right? I watched Obi-Wan. Um, Obi-Wan, I was not thrilled with. I didn't like Obi-Wan. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
a lot more talking, little not enough action for me.
Oh, then you won't like Andor. Andor has a lot of action in it, but it's
Yeah,
a lot more exposition.
yeah,
They make you want to join the rebels.
yeah.
They have some really good speeches in there. You're
It's
like,
an
yeah,
it's an indoctrination film. Is what you're
yeah, pretty much.
saying?
Because I wasn't pro Empire, but I was like, they got the nice outfits. They definitely have benefits, right? Like there's, it's very corporate, right? I was like,
They got
not so
bennies.
bad.
I'm down.
Yeah, not so bad. If you just join the cause and you don't get in the way, like if you get in the way, you might get choked through space. But there's so many people not getting choked through space, it's got to be worth it, right? Like you said, you can't make it to the C-suite because you might get choked. Not bad. But then Andor shows you like, nah, they are bad. So it was like, oh man, this rebel life is rough though. I don't want to be roughing it. But what else did I watch? I watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I thought it was okay. I'll give it a B minus. Like I like that they did it. I like that they put a lot of money into a 45-minute I wouldn't call it even a movie, right? Like it's like a short film or whatever. Like but it doesn't, like you can skip it basically, right? Like I'm sure they're going to address some of the stuff they addressed in it in the movie for the people who did not have Disney Plus. It's going to come up again. So it's cool to have a little bit more insight myself,
Yeah.
but they have to give it to everybody else anyway.
There's only one thing I think will probably come out of that. Well, maybe two that'll come out of that you may see in the films. Like one of the Christmas presents. I'm like, yo, that can't stay there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, yo, that can't happen. And then like familiar relationship things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. My favorite part though is when there's a chase scene and Mantis does something terrifying. I was like that. I would be out. Like, like nope. So I thought that was good. Like those scene, all the characters come back and just reprise their roles is always cool, right? Like it's not a lot about Chris Pratt, Star Lord, right? Like it is about him, but he doesn't get as much screen time as Drax and Mantis and them. Oh, I think you muted.
It really is, man. Sorry about that. I had somebody reaching out to me. It really is about that. Like it wasn't a lot of, Star Lord really
Yeah.
being in it and being the hero and giving his comedic you know aspects of whatever he does. Like I was watching it with my wife and she was like, is he wearing a wig? I was like, I don't think he's wearing a wig. It's just how his hair looks. You know what I mean? But like it kind of distracted me all throughout because then I'm looking real close, like, is he wearing a wig? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That was
So
me in Game of Thrones.
yeah,
Like the new one. I was like, these dudes rocking lace fronts. Like,
yeah.
why is everybody's hair so terrible? Let's say lace fronts are terrible, but HBO's implementation of this house is because they all have white hair or whatever. Like
Yeah.
all of them had terrible wigs on. Terrible.
You're like, yo, y'all could have done better than that.
Yeah, there's like millions of dollars are spent on these dragons. What about
Yeah.
these wigs?
That's where the budget went. Now you know where all the budget went.
Man, terrible. These dudes out here looking like Chappelle show. Like, terrible. But yeah, so I did enjoy it, but again, I give it like a B minus. But again, for what it was, like for them to spend that type of money, like this, like there's a lot happening with Disney right now. Like I don't know if this money's going to keep flowing the way it's flowing. With them uh basically relieving the current CEO and bringing back the old CEO.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know if
it.
you know about that.
They bought that Bob Iger. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
Iger came back. So I think I think they said that they're losing tens of millions or hundreds of millions off of Disney Plus because production value is high, but subscription viewership. I think viewership is also high, but the subscriptions are not selling like they should be. So they're not making money off Disney Plus. So I think he's going to come in here and turn off a few of these faucets. So I don't know if we're going to be getting, you know, high value 45-minute specials that don't necessarily tie into movies. Like a lot of that stuff might be shutting off, which is unfortunate. But they brought them back for a reason. Something ain't right.
So like here's the thing, they say they're losing money, but like it's kind of weird with these studios, right? Because there's a lot of tax write-offs they can do when they take losses too, right?
Yeah.
So they don't lose like they say they're losing. That's one of those things they tell people, to try to get more money to come in. Like it's not, I don't think it's as severe as they're saying it is. And I think with the relieving of the CEO they just did, I think a lot of it was political too, because he was fighting with the governor down there. Not fighting with, but him
Right.
and Governor DeSantis just kind of had some back and forth that they weren't too happy with. They didn't want to go down that road. I think they just chopped it off before it got too
Gotcha.
crazy. You know what I mean? Like it was one of those things where I was like, man, Disney might end up moving to Vegas or something like that, man.
Right.
Like,
Texas said we'll bring you in. We got
yeah,
space.
yeah. So
I was like, I mess with Disney. I go to Disney at least twice a year. Like, no, I don't move.
yeah. It's a
That's my
selling
spot.
it's a selling point, right? For you being where
Yeah.
you are. You're like, yeah, get a pass and
Yeah. I love me some Disney. Kids are aging out of it though. Like my youngest also still likes it a lot, but the older kids like Universal, right? Because the rides are better. You know what I mean? Like you go to Disney for the magic and the amenities. You go to Universal because you want dragons shooting fire at you and stuff.
yeah.
It's a little overwhelming. Like for me anyway. I'm like, oh, it's too much happening here. But kids love it.
You're like, I'm not what I used to be, right? Like I can't do
Mm,
that.
too much. Like I legit got off a ride, was walking out to the main area, and then the dragon started blowing fire. I was like, you feel the heat on you? I was like, yo, it's too much. It's like Vietnam in here. Kids screaming, fire and flames. Like, nah, man. Kids love it. They're like, hey, let's go back to Universal. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
But it's always a good time. I watched something else. I put it in the chat. Like it was Andor. Oh, I played God of War Ragnarok. I have not beat it, man. Like everybody I know has beaten it or come close to beating it. I'm going so slow. I'm like maybe halfway through. I think I put 17 hours in, but I'm always trying to, I don't like waiting for side missions. I try to do as much as I can while I'm doing it. Um, so I'm doing a lot of aimlessly wandering around trying to solve puzzles. I'm definitely enjoying it, but I'm not plowing through it like I expected to. Like I think it might be just a one and done type situation. Maybe twice. I might play through it twice.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's taken a long time for me to get through it. Like maybe the second time because I don't know everything, right? I'll just breeze through the story and just play on a harder level or whatever. But even Junior, like he has it on God of War and he's past me now. He just jumped
He
straight.
plays it on God of War level?
Yeah, he
God.
just jumped straight to the hard mode. And he's already surpassed me. I'm just like, man, I'm moving slow. Because I have it on the balanced.
Yeah.
So whatever the balanced one is called, I got it on that one. Because I want to enjoy myself. But I want a little challenge, I want to make sure it's uh kicking my butt from time to time. But definitely enjoying it. I think the production value is super high. I'm wondering how much is being left on the table when it comes to actual graphics and what have you, because this is a PS4 game. It's just up-resed on the PS5, right? It's like if a PS4 can handle it, then you left something on the table. I want it.
Yeah.
Like I need the next one to be PS5 exclusive. Bump.
I'm playing mine on 5, and that thing is, man, it's beautiful.
Gorgeous, right? But
Man.
PS4 people could play it too. I don't like that. I kid. I know it's hard to find a PS5 out in those streets. But yeah, that leads me to believe, like, even though it's gorgeous, like how much better could it look if it was exclusive? Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, because it does look amazing. Like the materials and skin tones, and like sometimes they
Yeah.
look like they're alive.
When they go to the cinematics where they're just going through stuff and they're just like showing and they do like close-ups and things like that, I'm like, yo, Kratos' beard look more real than mine does in the mirror right now. Like, I look at mine in the mirror, it don't look as real as that does. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy, man. It's off the chain good.
Yeah, so I'm definitely enjoying it. That's pretty much the only game I was looking forward to this winter. Like there's Callisto Protocol's a scary type game from some of the original creators of Dead Space. I kind of want to play that as well, but I don't want to pay full price. You know what I mean? God of War got me for full price. Like everything else got to wait for discounts.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
but yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. You do any Black Friday shopping?
I went out yesterday, went to the outlets, but it was like kind of getting stuff for children and Christmas shopping. Did the Santa picture. My youngest daughter is not for sitting on Santa's lap, man. Like
Terrified.
we have a picture of her just mean mugging, like giving a face that is no smile anywhere to be seen. So
Oh man.
it's my younger two now, right?
Yeah.
And so she is just not enjoying it. And then my son, my youngest son, he's smiling and whatnot. Like
Right.
yesterday, she almost ran out of the Santa house. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Too
she didn't
much.
take the picture. I was like, what is going on here? Like, why? It's because she's not
It's
shy.
it's the hype or whatever. Like so, I remember they took me to see Santa once when I was. I actually have a memory of it, and I was terrified. I was like Santa in line having a
Really?
panic attack, and then when I finally got to him, I was like, nope, tears. It's too much. I don't know what it is. I'm not scared of Santa. I think it's the some kids don't like the waiting in line, and it's just a lot of pressure.
And like that's the last time in life you've cried, Ryan. Like you're
That
not
was
a
probably it.
yeah, yeah.
I was like, never again. Get back in your tear. No, man, I was not feeling it at all. Like, my mom was very upset because you wait in line for hours.
We didn't have a long wait, so like I guess that's why it wasn't that bad, right? So like because we went on a Saturday and not Friday, like if we would have went up there on Friday, it probably would have been mobbed, right? Because everybody would have been out and doing all that. But like I think we were only like the second ones in line or whatever. And the way they did it at the outlets over here, um, is it's a house they have set up outside because it's an
Okay.
outside outlet. So you kind of you walk through the entry, go out the exit, but like there's an area where he's sitting off, and then if you want to purchase the pictures, you go here to purchase the pictures,
Gotcha.
the digital, like, but she literally, like, I had to grab her because she was trying to run back out the
So,
door. I was like, what are you doing right now? Like, so like one of the pictures we got, it's my youngest son, he don't mind. He's like, yeah, Santa, I got 5 pages of stuff I want you to get me.
mhm,
You know what I mean?
I want to
Like, yeah,
rock it.
you ain't about to get you ain't about to get no 5 pages worth. That ain't happening. But you weren't that good this year for sure.
Oh dang.
but so it's him, and then my wife is like on her knee in front of Santa, not on Santa's lap, with my daughter, and my daughter's still not smiling. She's still like, I don't want to be here. And it's like,
Mm-mm.
at least she's in the picture, but yeah, it's whatever, man. I'm like, wow, like this is crazy. I've never seen that.
No, man, some of us don't like that.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm with
Yeah.
she and I are eye to eye on this one.
Yeah.
But I've taken my kids. My kids been fine with it. Like I think it's just, but you see other kids in line like hyperventilating. It's just I don't know, just something. It's too much.
I don't know. I don't know. And it was not. It's one of those things where I don't want my children to be out there embarrassing me, and I was like, man, this is kind of embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? But like, I guess it's
Right.
normal. I don't know. I guess it's normal.
I don't know, man. Some kids just don't like that. Like, nah, man.
Yeah.
Like tell him to just send me the presents.
Yeah. As long as I don't see him, our relationship is good, right? I just
Right.
she's like, I just want to come downstairs and everything be there, you know.
Mhm. Mhm. I want to see the man.
Yeah.
It's like I've not seen Community for real. So I'm not a Community fan or like that because I just have not watched the show. But I have seen a clip where Childish Gambino meets LeVar Burton. It's Never Meet Your Heroes. He completely flips out. That's what it's akin to. Never Meet Your Heroes. But yeah, so I didn't do any Black Friday shopping. Like, I did. I had the controllers.
I
Remember
was
I
like,
showed you?
yeah. I was like, you got the two
I got these
controllers.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it. Because they're like typically, like I don't know why PS5 controllers are expensive. So expensive. It's probably like they claim it's the tech. I don't feel like usually these things cost like $75. I got them for 50. Like, so they still on sale. Check out Amazon. Got them for $50 a piece. So instead of paying 150, I got both of these for 100. So
So
that was cool.
you want to know something crazy? Is that you say that, right? Like I didn't like the games that I do play on PlayStation. Like most of the time, it's just my streaming station, right? I go do all of my streaming for my services. Do it. I didn't think it was worth it until I played God of War, because there's different tension for different
Yeah.
things as well, right? Like I never experienced that before, but like in God of War, when you're doing certain things, there's different tension. Like I thought for a second, I thought the controller was broken. I was like,
Oh
"How
yeah.
did it break already? Like what happened to where that's so?" And I was like, "Oh man, like no, it's different for different functions." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Maybe it is. Maybe that is why."
Right. Right. So you should play Astro's Playroom then for it. Like
I'm way past that now. I've already look, I already know what it can do. I don't need to go do that.
it's amazing. Like there's some stuff that they do in the game. I'm this is worth the money, and they just never do it anymore. Like
Yeah.
except for God of War. God of War did do it, but I've played very few games that use that functionality. Like Astro Playroom uses it because it's a tech demo, right? So it uses
Right.
it very well. God of War uses it. I've not played Returnal yet, but I heard that it uses it. And Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and
Mm.
Clank does a good job with the secondary features of some of the weapons. They all have different tensions. Um, but I don't know. Like I need it in every game, which that's just not the case.
I mean, you still got them putting out stuff for the old system, you know what I mean? So they probably not put
Man,
that much time into it, you know?
no, man, cut them off. Like I say that is like people are like, no, I can't get a PS5. They're very hard to come by still. I get it, but you just have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning for a week straight.
Oh,
Gotta have dedication.
uh,
All right. If you want it, you want it. And that's what I did. Twitter waking me up in the middle of the night to try to get one. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just waiting for some more stuff to pop up, like Cyber Monday or whatever. Like I don't actually want to go to places. I just want to shop online. So like both those controllers, I got them. I ordered them on separate days because I bought one, and then I was like, man, that's a good deal. I should get another one. But both times I bought them in the morning and they're at my house that evening. We must have a distro center somewhere nearby or whatever. Um, so like, why would I go to a store?
yeah.
Like, why?
So the thing was, I was seeing some articles where Black Friday, like when it came to people being out in person, didn't seem to, it kind of was a dud this year.
Mm,
I saw an article where trying to remember the publication, but they had a person on each coast. They had a person in California, a person in New York at two different Walmarts, right, to see what the experience was going to be.
yeah,
And they were like, the only place that was getting any real traffic was electronics. And when they showed pictures, it wasn't even a lot. It wasn't even like that. Like a lot more people are just going online. They're doing exactly what you did. Like I'm gonna
yeah.
stay at
Like,
the house and
I'm fine. Like everything, like so Walmart has free shipping, and then you can pay for like their premium or whatever. Like Amazon Prime, obviously. Like I think I ordered something from I ordered Mario Party All Stars or Superstars or something like that for the family for Christmas. And even that, like I think Walmart knocked it down to like $40, which is unheard of for Nintendo games, right? Like they don't go down in price. But it was like free 2 day shipping. Like I could wait. It's fine. It was like, you want to pick it up? No. Why? Like a commoner? Get in my vehicle?
hey, look, you are gonna start. People are gonna start getting off this podcast left and right. First the PS4, now they're just Commodores. If they go to the store, like
No,
what?
this is a store. Nah, I still go to the store. Like, but not for this type of stuff. Like, nah, I mean, I can wait. It's fine.
But the thing is, like you bring up a valid point though. Like you don't have to go to the store for anything. Like
Mm-mm.
everything can be delivered to you now. Or if you go to the store, you could just pull up in a numbered spot and get delivered to you.
Yeah,
You know,
I did it
whatever.
for Lowe's. I was like, this is
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Like buying supplies for some of the house projects I did.
yeah,
Like just legit, just order it before I get there. Pull up to the stall, call the number. Like I'm here. They
yeah.
just bring it out to you. I'm like, man, I can't go back to regular. Can't go back to regular life, man. Like this is great. Cause I thought a lot of this stuff was gonna go away post pandemic, if that's what you can call this.
Right.
But no, like a lot of stuff is here to stay. So I'm just like, I'm down for it. Like keep it going. I'm trying to think, what else did I do this week? Just a little bit of studying. I know we don't go into it like I didn't announce at the beginning of this. So if you're listening to this, you got this far. We don't talk about cybersecurity stuff on this episode. We talk about everything else. Um, but I started studying for a cloud cert and just familiarizing myself with my internship and what have you. So doing a little bit of that, resume writing, things like that. So bringing a lot of work, I guess, home. So not a lot of time to do, like, even though I just said I did a lot of stuff, like I'm trying to get used to being back in the States and being employed and things of that nature.
Got a new routine, right? Like you got
Yeah,
to get used to it.
running on the tread every morning. Not every morning, like at least 4 times a week, but I did do it every morning. The first couple weeks, my feet were sore. It's like we don't do this every day, every day. So now it's like a good 4 times a week. I let my feet rest.
But yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. Like I'll lift some weights, I'll push some iron, but you ain't about to get me.
Oh man, I got some COVID pounds to shed.
Yeah.
Still claiming COVID weight, even though COVID ain't caused this weight. This is this is me sitting on my butt weight. So I'm trying to shed a few pounds, get back in some semblance of shape. I might so we have like a little home gym set up in the garage type situation. So that might be a Christmas present. I might get a bench because got the rack, the bike, the tread. So I might get like somewhere to lay down so I can, press some weights and a weight tree because I got weights all over the floor. I don't like that. Gotta be organized.
You will regret that when it's time to move. You'll be like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to pick all this
Just wait.
up.
All this weights to move. Nah, man. If hopefully I can pay somebody to do that for me. That's the goal in life. If I ever move again, somebody can pick this stuff
then
up.
tip them well.
The military spoiled me because every time I move, they move me, right? I ain't move myself. We'll see. The prices go up, right? Like gas prices going up, labor prices going up. So we'll see how that works out. But I don't plan on moving no time soon anyway. So that's what's up. But I think that pretty much wraps this episode. Definitely continue to tune in. We're back, so we have a pretty good routine down, so we should be good to go. Monday and Tuesday are topics. Wednesday we have a discussion, and then Fridays we do this. We just talk about everything else, like with games, movies, books, all that good stuff. So definitely continue to tune in. We appreciate your patronage, I guess you would say, your listenership. That's the word now.
I don't know if you can say. I don't know if you can say patronage is free.
Yeah,
to
because
them,
you're not
right?
paying. You're not paying for it. Your time. Appreciate your time. Definitely hit us up on the social medias. They all go by the name of the podcast. You can hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. You can find me on the LinkedIn and the Clubhouse. Just continue doing what you're doing. Enjoy the holidays. Stay safe. Stay secure.